All right, we have a new code, SS Danger Room, and this came from the Danger Room exhibition, if you will, that it was on Twitch today. And we're going to talk about it because it's coming to the game on Thursday, as well as the currency conversion. And I'm a little bit worried about what could happen on Thursday. But we're going to go over some severe problems that are happening in the game right now, which does not lead me to be entirely optimistic about what's going to be happening on Thursday. So on Thursday, Hyperion's coming to the game. Great. Danger Room is coming to the game. Great. Multiversal Danger Room Global Milestones. And that's going to Victoria Handstones. That's great. And more importantly than that, actually, this is happening at 2 o'clock Pacific, but at 10 o'clock Pacific, we're going to have the conversion of the legacy currency into shop credits. We're going to talk about specifically what you need to do today. But there's a ton of stuff that was triggered by yesterday's patch that are not good. There was a ton of weirdness in the game. People completely being locked out of the game on Facebook. We're aware that Facebook lock-in is currently unavailable for some players on Android devices. We're working hard to restore access. We'll provide an update as soon as a fix is available. Thank you for your patient continued support of Marvel Strike Force. Yeah, there are people in my alliance right now that cannot log in on their phones and do their war attacks. And they're going to have to go home and play on however they play at home. Maybe they play on an emulator like LD Player, or maybe they play on an iOS like an iPad or something like that, that cannot play the game right now and they're completely locked out. That's a big problem. Then also today, there was some confusion on what is going on with the currency conversion and how that is going to deal with the war attacks. You used to be able to play in Blitz and get some Blitz currency. That just disappeared, right? And it's like, wow, thanks for letting us know. To prepare for the currency conversion, we have removed Blitz credit from available sources. Due to this, the ability to purchase war energy and war defense bonus had impacted many players. To ensure players could buy these items from the store, we have made them available using shop credits, which was really confusing is because there's a new currency and it looks weird. You can acquire these for the first time rewards from the Thunderbolt Showcase Mission 1-1. This change will happen at the next store refresh if you want to manually refresh the store. Okay, that's an issue. Then there were Twitch drops. Twitch drops for many players, including myself, was not able to collect the last 20,000 intel. And there are some messaging on that. It says right here, we are actively looking into Twitch drops from This is Pathfinder. Planned compensation for those that had error. I had that also. He acknowledges there's a Facebook issue. Then the fixed Liberty. So this was kind of annoying is that the Liberty was removed from the bumps. Like, so even myself, you know, I was going into the Ultimus store. I converted a bunch of my raid credits into Ultimus food, the raid orb, so I could get a bunch of characters. I was trying to get some shards for Patriot, and guess what? He wasn't in there. So what I'm getting at is, holy moly, we haven't even got to what's going to be like a big update, which is going to be on Thursday, where Danger Room is going to get launched, and then we're going to have the currency conversion. Just from yesterday, all of these things are going on. So even though I am excited about Danger Room, I'm not expecting it to be fumble free. I'm just not. Even in the playtest today, it crashed twice. We'll have to see how that plays out real time. Now, before we get into Danger Room, wanted to talk about, this is very important. I've been getting numerous questions on the stream here, what to do right now. Now, this is a big deal. Two of the things, like if you read this in-game message that I'm pulling up right here, it pretty much tells you what to do. It talks about Elite Raid credits, purchasing the Crimson Gear Raid Orbs and Arena Orbs. Yes, they're pretty much saying, buy this stuff now. And I've been talking about this for a little bit, but the main thing is, if you have any Elite Raid credits, you're going to want to come into the Orbs and purchase the Crimson Gear Raid Orbs. You're absolutely going to want to do that. This is from something else, but you're going to want to buy these. This is where you get, you know, the Crimson, the Gear Tier 19 uniques right here. This option of using this currency is not going to be there going forward, and the Crimson Gear Raid Orbs are not going to be purchasable with the new shop currency, or if you want to call it the legacy currency. So my suggestion is, if you have any amount of Elite Raid credits, run, don't walk, go and open the Crimson Gear Raid orbs. Then also, they mentioned in that same post that the arena orbs are going away. And as well as the arena orbs going away, so is the ability to buy L4 training modules. There's going to be L3. I'm not sure in what amounts or if there's going to be a conversion. So my suggestion is if you have an abundance of arena credits, save enough so that you can continue to buy the L4 training modules and the L3 training modules, because this resets 8 hours. So I had like 400,000 or 500,000 of this, and I went and opened a bunch of arena orbs, and I'll tell you why to do that here in a minute. But in the meantime, I've saved enough so that I can continue to buy the L4 training modules, L3 training modules every 8 hours. So the store will reset in 1 hour and 18 minutes. But I went and used the rest of this currency because this is not going to happen. The legacy currency, you're not going to be able to arena orbs. This is being removed. And the reason why you would want to buy this is that there's a very minimal amount of L3s inside these orbs. So I used whatever currency I had, like I said, 400,000 or 500,000, solely to get arena orbs. And then the arena orbs then gave me a modest amount, small amount really, of L3 training modules, which is going to be super scarce. Now let's talk about Danger Room. And there were some very specific insights on Danger Room today on their live stream. And I wanted to go over some of the things that I got from it. And before we get into it, the biggest thing I think that people want to know about is rewards. And I do think rewards are important in the game. And this is not a real infographic. This is something that somebody made up based off of a community manager whip skit that I had here on Twitch. But I feel like the community, well, I'll speak for myself. I feel like I really like rewards. And the reason why I like rewards is that they've built a game around artificial scarcity where there's just not enough training materials or gear tier 20 pieces. This is in a form of frustration marketing where they're trying to sell me offers. And then when they do sell me an offer, it's usually under some sort of RNG surprise mechanics. Now I've been conditioned to think about rewards. Like I need rewards. I want rewards. It's been this loop right here that I've personally experienced for 6-7 years now, right? That's just the way the game is. So I think rewards are important. I want rewards, right? And I know this is true, and I hope that people can understand that rewards are important. However, for me right now, the merits of Danger Room are going to be on gameplay, which is kind of interesting. They're trying to introduce a new game mode that in theory is going to be fun. Yet everybody's asking about rewards. Let's find out if it's fun first, right? Let's find out if it's a good game mode, right? Because the thing about rewards is I've been conditioned to like rewards because of this loop that they've put in our brains over the years. I've been conditioned to think about rewards. When the game breaks, I'm saying, oh, good, compensation, right? And I'm not concerned that the game is buggy. I just care about compensation. It's a weird thing, right? So I'm hoping that it'll be fun, and they're trying to introduce a game mode that's fun. Now, Dorky did some analysis of the rewards, so because that's going to be the number one question is, are the rewards? But here's the problem with determining if a game mode is fun by rewards is they can tweak these numbers instantly up or down. It can go up or down instantly. They could change it from event to event. Now, they said that this Danger Room is going to be coming out on a monthly basis, and that's what they're going to try to see. The first one is going to run for 14 days, and they did have some very specific suggestions on how to do that, and I wrote them down right here. There's going to be difficulty, and I guess the end goal of the entire Danger Room is to finish the final boss on difficulty 10, and they made it very, very clear that that is not going to be a thing to do right from day one. And their suggestion was to start off on difficulty 7, 8. So they said maybe people that have upgraded the latest and greatest teams, the newer teams, maybe they can start off on 9. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start off on 8. And the main thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to farm in these gold tokens. And the reason why the gold tokens are important is that they will allow every run after that to get easier and easier, because a lot of the Danger Room setup is that it's randomized, right? So, what characters you pick at the start, you go into a node, you get certain boosts, maybe you get a good run and it's kind of random. You also have nodes that will give you access to more characters, and maybe you can build a full team. Maybe you can go full vigilantes or full thunderbolts, whatever, right? So there is this randomness and this idea that you're going to have to play smart and adapt to each node based on whatever build you're going after and the modifiers that present them. Now, when you get into the elite combat mode nodes, or whatever they're called, they're going to award these gold tokens, and the gold tokens will give boosts that will carry from run to run. So that way, over the 14-day period, your runs will get easier and easier. And the idea is to farm these tokens. I guess like the last, one of the last ones, it requires 300. Get lucky on character selections and beat difficulty 10. So the good news about this is that, in theory, with enough grinding, one should be able to get through this regardless of your monster roster or not, because there's going to be a way of renting characters. The ability to rent characters will refresh on a daily basis, is my understanding. And I feel like this is a game mode that luck coupled with smart play means you'll be able to finish it regardless of your roster size. So that is the good news about Danger Room. Okay, so we talked about Danger Room. We talked about the currency conversion. I don't know if I need to talk more about the currency conversion. I feel like there's been a lot of chaos, but the main thing about the currency conversion is that, you know, raid credits, elite raid credits, you know, definitely get in there and buy your Crimson Gear raid orbs. You know, if you have an excess of arena credits, buy the arena orbs while saving just enough to get through the L4 trading marks, because all of this is going into effect at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time on Thursday. And I'm expecting there to be problems. If you want to witness it real time, come hang out with me on Twitch and we'll see how it plays out, because I don't know. All the things that have happened already this week makes me extremely skeptical that this is going to go off without any hitch, with no massive problems. We will see. Bye for now.